You better check your resume. Yes, I said it just like that to a client because she was giving herself a hard time. She was so frustrated because she felt like she'd been putting in all of this work and things just weren't lining up the way that she hoped that they would be by now. And so I had to stop her dead in her tracks because from where she was standing, she couldn't see all of the progress that she had actually been making. But, friend, haven't we all been there? Haven't we all found ourselves in that place where we had been giving everything that needed to be giving, but yet it wasn't giving nothing back? I'm pretty sure I can see you nodding your head along with this right now. But the truth is, if you could just take a few steps away from that, you would actually see that you are so much further along than you think that you are. If you just look back to where you were a year ago, 5 or 10 years ago, you're so much further along. But, friend, if you are not seeing your progress, it just means that it is time to check your resume. And I'm not talking about your work one. I knew I had to make this a regular practice because I was starting to notice a trend amongst my clients. We are so good at giving ourselves a hard time. If you feel stuck, if you are feeling behind, if you are feeling like you set out for this plan and it is just not going according to plan, it's not happening fast enough, or you're just feeling like it ain't happening at all. And it is easy to get caught up in this kind of energy when you never really pause to notice and give yourself credit for the things that you have not just accomplished, but overcome in your life. There are things that you have been through, honey, that should have taken somebody out the game. And yet here you are still operating at the top of your game, okay? But you're just not giving yourself any credit for that. And so I had to ask my client, I need you to check your resume. I need you to look back at the last year, 5 or 10 years, and just look at the things that you have overcome. I'm talking about the heartbreaks, the setbacks, the things that were meant to literally destroy you. And yet, here you are standing strong, beautiful, and amazing in all of your glory. And yet, you want to sit here and sulk in a pity party because you don't feel like you've gotten far? For rent, step into my office. But we all do this to ourselves, right? It is so easy to do. When things are not happening according to our own timeline, or when we feel like the equivalent of what I'm putting in is what I should be receiving by now at this point, it's so easy to get caught up in that. But I have my clients actually create a resume, and I'm not talking about one for work. I'm talking about your own personal resume. And you can do this in your journal or your notes app. But to really and truly look back at the last year, 5 or 10 years of your life. And if you want to go back even further, you're more than welcome to. But really look at the things in your life that you have overcome. Really look at the challenges that you have faced. Look at the things that really did break you down to your brake pads, and yet you are still standing. You are still here, and you're not just surviving, you are thriving. We do not give ourselves credit enough for overcoming the things that were really set up to minimize you. And yet, here you are standing in all of your fullness. Please give yourself credit for that. Acknowledge that You have overcome challenges. You have been able to find a way when it looked like there wasn't no way, okay? So please give yourself some credit. If you can actually recognize where you are winning on a regular basis, you leave less room for that fear and doubt to creep in that tries to convince you that you're not making any progress. When you see your wins stacking up week over week, you remind yourself that even if the results that you want aren't showing up yet, because you are showing up, you are still winning. It is so important to recognize your wins every single week. So, from this day going forward, once a week, write down your 3 wins of the week. If you said, I am expanding my family, what 3 things did you do for your body to help this process move along? What 3 things did you do for yourself mentally or emotionally to help create a positive environment for this expansion to flourish? If you have been working on expanding your business, what are 3 things that you did to help that expansion along? If you are working towards a promotion, what 3 things did you do to support yourself in positioning yourself to be an excellent candidate when that time comes? Friend, it is so, so important for you to recognize where you are already winning. And if you can look back and look at where you were a year ago, you'll probably be surprised at just how many wins you've actually had over the course of a year. And when you expand that time frame, it's even more. But I really encourage you to stack your wins every week. Every week, you should be giving yourself credit for 3 things that you did this week to support you, your dreams, your goals, and where you are going in your life. 3 things that help to sustain you this week, because that is win worthy, friend. And it doesn't matter what the results are showing. You can find 3 wins at a minimum, okay? So check your resume and you will see that you have win after win after win. And you deserve to give yourself credit for that. There's going to be times when you are along your journey and ain't nobody going to be clapping for you. You have to be able to clap for you. When that negative voice starts talking to you and trying to talk down to you and tell you what you're not doing and what's not happening, you have a resume to look back on and say, that's not true because I got proof. So check your resume, friend. Okay. Okay. Okay, friend, let me go ahead and give you your journal prompt. Okay. Because I can't leave you without one. So here we go. Write down 3 things you have overcome, survived, or accomplished that you have never fully celebrated, friend. Okay. And if you have more than 3 things to put on this list, let's go ahead and do all of that. Really explore this for yourself. Okay. But I at least need to see 3. Okay. And then I want you to tell me in the comments, what is one win from this week that you haven't celebrated yet? Because, friend, this is truly one of the best habits that you can get into, and that is celebrating yourself. You deserve to recognize just how incredible you really are. And if this is hard for you to do, my heart is with you. And I know we've all been taught and conditioned that you can't toot your own horn too loud. You cannot be out here with a big head. You cannot be conceited. Listen, Remy Ma said, I'm conceited. I got a reason. She was talking to us, friend. But it is so imperative that we do this for ourselves because, friend, people are not always going to clap for you. People are not always going to understand that things had been so hard for you at certain points in your life. And yet, here you are still standing strong to this day. And so you have to be the one to clap for you, okay? You sure better clap for you and clap loud because sometimes people don't understand what it takes to be standing here in all of your beautiful glory. But you need to understand. You need to recognize. You need to celebrate that on the regular. So every week, recognize your wins. Okay, friend? Oh, I love you so much. And I hope that you loved this episode just as much as I love making it for you. And listen, to know me is to know I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I will meet you in the comments and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.